Day 98. All right. Oh, hold up. Damn. Let me take this band off. My bad, y'all. There we go. I'm supposed to do that. Day 98. Let me share this video.
Why black boys are failing in school and why black men are not going to college. You ready? Here we go.
Take a look at these four kids. These preschool teachers watched a video of them playing for a 2016 study. The study asked them to press the enter key every time they saw a behavior that could become a potential challenge. But the thing about the study is it's kind of deceptive. There's actually no misbehavior in the video. The kids are actors, and the researchers were using eye tracking software because what they really wanted to know was when teachers expect misbehavior, who are they watching? The study found that both white and black teachers spent more time gazing at black boys than other children. Black boys make up less than a quarter of the nation's preschoolers, but more than 40% of preschool suspensions. The study's lead researcher told the Washington Post that implicit biases don't begin with black men and police. They begin with black preschoolers and their teachers, if not earlier.
And there you have it. Everyone's dropping PhD level thesis, think pieces on why black boys are not going to college when it's very, very simple. Black men, black boys exist in a system where everyone and everything is designed to make them fail. You saw that in the longer documentary. Someone sent this to me. Thank you very much, by the way. It's because of the video I posted. Thank you for the person to the person who sent this. As you saw in the longer video, right? Which in the longer video, I remember seeing the longer one, the boy was penalized. The black boy was penalized. So imagine living in a system, existing in a system, in a society, in a classroom where your everything is when the boy is playing, doing the exact same thing that every other child is doing, he gets penalized for it. This is the real world. So by the time these young black boys get to middle school, school is not as fun as it is for everybody else, because for them, it is a place of antagonism. Once they get there, even without doing anything wrong, they are always wrong. By the time they get to high school, that's why a lot of black boys drop out of school, because the reason everyone's giving think pieces, no one wants to acknowledge this, is because we'll talk about psychology. If we acknowledge the psychology of the things done to the black boy that evolves into the black man, that means we get to excuse the black man for what he has become. And we cannot excuse the black man for what he has become. The black man has to be responsible for his own trauma. He has to be responsible for what he became. So we will never acknowledge what has happened, what happens to the kindergarten level black boy that makes him refuse to see school as something positive, because he has no positive experiences with it. And that is why black men are not enrolling in college.
That was pretty deep right there. Let me play the beginning for those who missed it.
This is why black boys are failing in school and why black men,
just the beginning part,
are not going to college. You ready? Here we go.
Take a look at these four kids. These preschool teachers watched a video of them playing for a 2016 study. The study asked them to press the enter key every time they saw a behavior that could become a potential challenge. But the thing about the study is it's kind of deceptive. There's actually no misbehavior in the video. The kids are actors, and the researchers were using eye tracking software because what they really wanted to know was when teachers expect misbehavior, who are they watching? The study found that both white and black teachers spent more time gazing at black boys than other children. Black boys make up less than a quarter of the nation's preschoolers, but more than 40% of preschool suspensions. The study's lead researcher told the Washington Post that implicit biases don't begin with black men and police. They begin with black preschoolers and their teachers, if not earlier.
You know, excuse me. When black men try to tell anyone else in the world how hard it is to be a black man, people really don't understand. Even black women always think it's harder, but there's things that set in place for women, in particular for women for minority women. They got grants like business grants and stuff that y'all can get that we can't get as black men. It's so much against black men. It is crazy. Even empowering black women, it's a strategic move as well because it messes up the natural order of things. If you give the woman the power and the man doesn't have the power, it's hard to keep the family dynamic together. Because women typically, when they have that power, don't usually respect the man because women are hypergamous. So if they the ones making more and have more resources, it's like, well, what's the purpose of the men? That's just a natural thing, right? So all of this is set in place. Everything is set in place to diminish the black man, and people don't realize it. And it starts as early as preschool. In preschool, they're watching the black kids, excuse me, they're watching the black boys, not the black kids. They're watching the black boys. So the black girl is okay, the white boy and girl is okay, and everybody else. But the black boy is the one they specifically watching. Are we really that bad in behavior? No. Come on now. That's not the case. And then we're not even going to talk about the traumas from that people tend to forget. And now studies have shown that the traumas from slavery has been passed on through the genes now. You know what I mean? Through the genes. So the genes have mutated in a different way due to that pass. So though, yeah, there is occasions where people make it out the hood and they do this and do that, it's very difficult, right? You can break almost anybody psychologically. You could take somebody. It's an episode of The Blacklist. I can't remember the episode. I'm thinking about it right now. But it's an episode of The Blacklist where this guy was getting people to commit crimes that he wanted them to commit. He needed them to commit these crimes. And it was due to I don't know, he got charts on him. He was able to see their blood type, all these different things, and he would break them psychologically, and then they would commit the crime, right? And it was normal people. It wasn't like it was some white, some black. It was just regular people in the show. But you can break almost anybody. So it's real hard for people to make it out of their situation. If you put in a situation of poverty, everybody always say, "Oh, you can make it out." Yeah, but when there's constant things that's bringing us back every time we're trying to climb out, is somebody shoving us right back down. It's very hard. You got people from other countries that come here and they be living in poverty and then they make it out, but the system is not rigged against them. The system is rigged against black people, black men in particular. If you can keep the black man down, then you can keep the black society down. So the bones that black women get, the little bit of bones that they giving y'all think that it's making y'all stronger. It's making us stronger when in all actuality it's not. It's really not making us stronger. It's making us weaker, because then you start disrespecting the black man. And at the end of the day, you can only really truly fight with the man. The men have to go fight. Wars are won by men, not by women. So at the end of the day, I know it sounds harsh, whatever. I don't really care, but it's the truth. And we're being targeted constantly. And even with my son, like my youngest son, he's a little bit more energetic, let's call it. But his experience with school is not great. And sometimes it is the teachers, sometimes it's him. But it's kids. Kids are going to be kids, right? But sometimes it is the teachers. I know this because I experienced it when I was younger. The teachers sometimes just they target, black boys. I didn't experience as much as he is because as he is experiencing it, because the schools I went to was predominantly black, anyways. But I know sometimes the teachers will target him. I know this specifically from an incident that happened where the teacher said some real disrespectful stuff to him, and then tried to say that she said it to the class. But then the class, when we went to have a meeting about it, the assistant principal, I guess they gathered up all his teachers to have a meeting. We were supposed to have a meeting about what she said. And instead, they had a meeting about my son. And then at the end of the meeting, I had to tell them, like, look, that's all fine. And we can work on all of these things, but this is not why I called for this meeting. And I told the assistant principal, you didn't get the information that I asked you to get. You brought in everybody. This is me telling you, y'all brought in everybody to talk bad about him, but this teacher still says something that to me is fireable, or at least a suspension. And they didn't suspend her. Then they tried. We found out because I told the principal, the assistant principal, you need to give me this information by the end of the day, tomorrow. So he had to go do an investigation and found out that the teacher did say the disrespectful thing. She wasn't talking to the class. So I asked, what happened to the teacher? This fool tells me, oh, we're not allowed to disclose that. It's private. How is it private? She's a public school teacher. If she committed a crime against my child and we went to court, I get to know what the sentence is. The judge says it right in front of me. There is no, oh, that's private. We can't tell you how we're going to punish her. And the reason was because they didn't plan on doing anything. So that experience with my son, of course, he's not gonna. He couldn't stand his teachers. He didn't like his teachers. Now he's doing better in school now because me and him kept talking, and then he's maturing. But at the end of the day, it's just crazy that Black males are just being targeted, and it starts from preschool, and it's very upsetting. It's upsetting when people say, "Oh, well, we in 2025. You got the opportunity." No, we don't have the same opportunity. I don't care what y'all say. The opportunity is not the same because the system is still always targeting us. I had a problem with my son's teacher. She wanted to get him out of honors program. I had to fight for his education. Yeah, like this is crazy. This is crazy. We go through this nonsense all the time. My fault. Yeah, so it's we are being targeted. And it is what it is, right? That's how people feel. Like either they feel like it is what it is, or it's not bothering me. So, but if it ain't bothering you, fine, okay. But shut the hell up. Don't speak on it and say, "Oh no, you can do this and you can nah." Just because they sprinkle a few successful people and allow them to be successful, don't mean that the system still ain't rigged. But we gotta show you. We gotta pretend like it's not. So we're gonna uplift a few Black people. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. If they targeting kids from a young age, how often are kids going to be able to make it out of that system? Most people can't. Most people can't even eat right. Y'all want to talk about, and you know why you can't eat right? Most of the time, why you can't eat right, it's the same shit. So when you say, "Oh, these kids could make it out," or these males could grow up and make it out, most of y'all can't even eat right because all of the commercials and how they just made it in America, how everything is revolving around food, junk food in particular, right? And y'all know better because it's 2025. All the information is out there. You know better, but yet y'all still can't eat right, right? So how do you think this little kid, right, who's being told his behavior is bad, he's stupid, or this and that, putting him in special ed classes and all of these different things, trying to get him a record as early as possible. How do you think he gonna make it out of it? Y'all can't even eat right. Remember that, because of the food. Psychologically, the commercials and all of that got a control over you to the point where it's hard for you to break that habit. How the hell are you gonna break a habit? How is a kid gonna break a habit with his education and valuing education when in the school system he's just targeted and it's just an unpleasant environment for him? Mind you, kids are gonna be kids. They're always gonna act up and do little things. They're gonna test the water. That's white, Black, Chinese, Spanish. It doesn't matter. So I don't know. Maybe I'm a little passionate about this when I seen this because I'm raising two boys. Now, one of them did graduate, so I appreciate that. I was able to see one graduate, and I still got one more, and he's doing better. But it was rough at times for him. It was rough at times for him, and I almost thought I was gonna have to take him out of this school. So, on that note, I think this video needs to be shared with a lot of people, for real, because we got to do better. Stop targeting us, and when we do voice our opinion, when we venting, I don't want to hear that. Oh, y'all just need to do better. Just don't. Y'all want us to speak, and when we speak, then y'all want us to be quiet. I'm talking about everybody that talks about black men. Y'all want us to voice our opinion, or express how we feeling. Well, this is how we feeling. We're being targeted. Till next time, peace. Share this with somebody.